Yo, what's good, fam? It's me, Marcus Blackwell, and I gotta tell you about something that went down recently that flipped my whole world upside down. You ever had that feeling when you walk into a place and it's like you're straight up invisible? And I'm not talking about some deep, philosophical, pondering the universe type of vibe. Nah, I mean literally. You're standing there, a whole human being, breathing, living, existing, and somehow nobody sees you. Nobody acknowledges you. You might as well be a ghost. Yeah, that was my day. And the wildest part? It didn't happen at some random spot. It happened at one of my own damn hotels. For those of you who don't know, I'm the CEO of Blackwell Hospitality Group. That's right, the BHG, a hospitality empire I built from nothing, brick by brick, deal by deal. We're talking five-star luxury, the kind of places where one night could cover your rent, depending on where you live, of course. We're known for our world-class service, our attention to detail, the kind of experience that makes guests feel like royalty. So imagine my surprise when I walked into the lobby of one of my flagship locations and got treated like some stray dog that wandered in off the street. I wasn't there for a casual stay. No, sir. I've been getting complaints, too many. A steady stream of them. Guests saying they were being treated like second-class citizens, staff with attitude problems, rooms mysteriously unavailable depending on who was asking for them. Now, I could have handled it the corporate way, made some calls, sent in auditors, thrown around some legal jargon, and hoped the problem disappeared. But I know better. Issues like this, they fester. They grow. They infect everything unless you cut them out at the root. So I went undercover. No fancy suit. No chauffeur car. No entourage. Just me. Marcus Blackwell. Regular guy, checking in for the night. And that's when I got a front row seat to what my so-called world-class service had turned into. The front desk was being manned by a young woman, early 20s tops. Her name tag said Kayla, but her body language screamed, "I'm so done with this job." She was leaned way back in her chair, thumb flicking across her phone screen, probably scrolling through some influencer drama or whatever young folks do these days to avoid interacting with actual people. I stood there, patient. I waited, thinking maybe she just hadn't noticed me. 5 seconds passed. 10. She didn't even glance up. I clear my throat. Still nothing. I tapped the counter. Nothing. Finally, I said, "Excuse me," keeping my tone level. Kayla sighed, loud and dramatic. The kind of sigh you say for people who dare to interrupt your precious phone time. She slowly dragged her eyes up to me, blinking like she was confused how I'd suddenly appeared. Yeah, that was all she said. Not, "Welcome to our hotel." Not, "How can I help you?" Just a flat, dismissive, yeah, like I was wasting her time. I took a slow breath. "I have a reservation. Marcus Blackwell." She gave me this little smirk like I just said something ridiculous. Then she turned to her computer and started typing. I say typing, but honestly, she was hitting the keys like they personally offended her. Lazy, slow, like a sedated sloth. "Uh-huh," she mumbled. "Nope, don't see it." "You sure about that?" I asked, raising a brow. "Pretty sure," she said, not even looking at me this time. She was already back on her phone, like the conversation was over. And that's when I knew this wasn't a simple mistake. This wasn't a glitch in the system. This was deliberate. She took one look at me, a black man in casual clothes, and decided I wasn't worth her time. I kept my expression neutral. "Check again." Kayla rolled her eyes but humored me. More lazy tapping at the keyboard. "Nope. Still nothing." Saw the... Except she wasn't sorry. Not even a little. Calmly, I pulled out my phone. "I've got my booking confirmation right here." I held it up for her. She barely glanced at it. "Yeah, well, the system doesn't lie. Neither does my email." I shot back, my patience thinning. Another exaggerated sigh from her. "Look, sir, maybe you made a mistake. It happens. Maybe you booked the wrong location. Happens all the time. Wrong location? I own this damn building." I tilted my head, sarcasm dripping from my voice. "You saying I'm lost, Kayla?" She gave me that smug, condescending smile people save for when they think they're talking to an idiot. It's an easy mistake to make. I clenched my jaw, exhaled slowly. And if I wasn't lost? If my reservation was right here all along? She shrugged. "Then I guess the system glitched." I knew this system inside and out. It didn't glitch. People glitched. The way she wouldn't look me in the eye, the way she refused to check properly, she decided I didn't belong. 5 seconds was all it took for her to write me off. It wasn't the first time something like this had happened. I walked into stores where people watched me like I was about to steal something. The whispers, the stares, the assumptions. Exhausting. Usually I let it slide. Pick your battles, right? But today? Oh, today was different. Today I was feeling petty. I pulled out my second phone, the one with full access to the internal system. Logged in. There it was. My reservation. Booked. Confirmed. Paid in full. But just out of curiosity, I checked the activity log. Deleted. Deleted by Kayla, front desk clerk. Bingo. Suppressing a grin, I looked up at her name tag again. Kayla, I said, taking a deep breath and smiling. Tell me something. She didn't even look up. What? What happens when you delete a reservation? She barely blinked. It just removes it from the system. No big deal. I nodded. And who has the ability to do that? She shrugged. Front desk staff. Like me. I tapped my screen one last time and spun around. Her name. Right there. Next to the deletion log. For the first time that night, Kayla's smug look vanished. She paled. I didn't. I leaned in. So, tell me, why the hell did you delete my reservation? She opened and closed her mouth, but no sound came out. Speechless. Finally, I stood up straight, took another breath. Oh, this was about to get fun. Here's what's going to happen, I said, my voice low but clear. You're going to find me a room. Right now. She hesitated. I stared. She scrambled to the keyboard, fingers shaking. Okay, I found a room. Of course you did. She grabbed a key card and shoved it across the counter. Here you go, sir. I didn't take it. Which room? 1427, she mumbled. I sighed. Room 1427. Worst room in the house. Right by the elevators, next to the maintenance closet, with a prime view of the dumpster. I designed this building. I knew every room, every corner. Kayla, I said slowly. Do I look stupid to you? Her face twisted. No. Then why the hell are you playing me like I am? Silence. By now, the lobby had gone quiet. Guests were watching. A bellhop in the corner suddenly became very interested in adjusting his cap. I picked up the key card. Thanks, Kayla. But it wasn't over. Not by a long shot. The second I stepped into the elevator, I pulled out my laptop. This was my empire. And someone had the nerve to treat me like a nobody? Not on my watch. First thing I did was pull up the internal records. Staff files. Guest complaints. Everything. And Kayla? Oh, she was all over the place. Dismissed guest complaints. Accused of discrimination. Multiple system errors that just happened to affect certain guests. She wasn't just bad at her job. She was malicious. And she was still working there because of one man. Ethan Parker, the manager. A spineless yes man who hated confrontation. Translation? He ignored the problem. Let fester. Time to clean house. I walked straight into Ethan's office without knocking. Didn't need to. Marcus Blackwell. Ethan stammered, standing up so fast he nearly knocked over his chair. What a surprise. Cut the crap. Ethan, I said, closing the door behind me. We need to talk. Of course, sir. How can I help? You know what's happening at your front desk? I asked. He blinked. I believe everything's running smoothly. Wrong answer. I just had my reservation deleted by Kayla, I said flatly. Ethan's face went ghost white. You what? No, she wouldn't. She did. He stammered something useless. I cut him off. You've had complaints about her for months. You did nothing. I thought maybe she needed more training. I actually laughed. Training? She's not confused. She's malicious. And you let her stay. I leaned in. Here's what's going to happen, Ethan. You're going to fire her. Right now. In front of everyone. Now, he squeaked. Now. 2 minutes later, Ethan walked out into the lobby and fired Kayla. Right there. She argued. She cried. She swore it was a mistake. Didn't matter. She was out. And I stood nearby, arms crossed, watching with a satisfied grin. She shot me one last hateful glare as she stormed toward the exit. I smiled back. She still had no idea who I really was. But I wasn't done. Ethan? He was next. He came to my room later, begging for mercy, pleading he could fix things. You fired Kayla? I asked. Yes, sir. He nodded, sweating bullets. Good. Now pack your bags. What? You're done. He stumbled back, speechless. I poured myself a drink, sat back, and smiled. This was my empire, and things were about to change. Fast. Ultra. And that's the story, fam. It wasn't about one bad apple. It was about respect, dignity, and knowing your worth. Stay sharp, stay humble, and treat people right. Peace.